historical society, different things that are going on in the local community. And as far as job shadowing or informational interviews, if you don't think you know anyone, let me know. I know a lot of people. But locally, like one example. Did you guys know we have an FBI office in Kirksville? They don't have a lot of work to do here. They're very, very willing to talk to you if anybody's interested in that career path and wants to learn more about it. I've set up a lot of people to go talk to them, but they'll be at the career fair also next week. But it's just different offices, different locations. There are opportunities to at least talk to someone who's working in that field, and if you need help with that, we're happy to do that. What other types of things? Any questions from you guys? That come up with some questions. What types of internships? Yes.
Does the Reading Center accept volunteers?
Do you mean you don't need a scholarship?
I can't get, I'm an essay, so you can't have another job, but like I wanted that experience.
Yes, we do hire people for institutional pay. Are you allowed to do that?
No.
How lucky for you.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. I would, if you're interested in just getting the experience, I would apply anyway. I can't imagine that we would turn anyone down that was offering free work. I would apply, go for it.
Okay. Anybody else? Different things? Yes.
I've been applying for internships that are outside of my major, but I don't feel like I've been getting any feedback or replies from the company simply because I don't have a whole lot of experience with those things. Do you guys have any suggestions or tips?
Like, what's your major?
I'm an English major and I've been applying to a lot of like PR and marketing sort of.
What year?
I'm a junior.
Oh, okay.
Get a contact. Find somebody that can get to know you and vouch for you. That's kind of what mine was. I didn't have any experience in user experience is what I was applying for. And they immediately threw my application out because I didn't have that major and because I knew him. He went down and fought for me to be put back into the pool. And they picked me for a project management position instead because he was like, here's all the things that she can do. And so they put me into that role because I didn't have the user experience. But like having him on my side was very, very beneficial. And I mean, it's not like we had a previous relationship. I met him via email. I reached out to him. So LinkedIn.
Connections are absolutely invaluable. LinkedIn. Any of you have a LinkedIn account? I would really, really encourage you to use it. It's the best thing ever. The alumni group, Truman Alumni Group, it could be your very best friend.
Where are you applying PR-wise?
Like St. Louis
Your
area.
St. Louis area? Okay. Because I know a lot of Kansas City area people, but.
If you can't get like a contact, and that's also like really scary. Believe it or not, I don't necessarily like to start conversations with people. I'd rather just like let them come to me and let that happen. But if you're a little scared to like reach out to somebody, to make sure your resumes or your applications are really tailored. So yes, it's gonna say that you have an English major on there, but go ahead and highlight those PR skills. So let's say that you're part of another group on campus and you did a fundraiser. So maybe talk about, you ran an advertising campaign that ran campus-wide and attracted, 30 people to this event, or you raised so much money. Maybe you manage the social media for that group or something like that. So really tailor your resume to showcase those skills that you want them to see, so they can hopefully see past the she's an English major, she's not going to fit. So really make sure in your resume or your applications you're hitting those points that they're asking for. So kind of give them a second thought. Additionally, the PR team at the Career Center is hiring, so you can get some real-world experience there as well.
I think a big part of applying for any internship that's like maybe not exactly what you're doing in school is just tailoring the experiences that you've had. So it's kind of along the same lines, but like, I don't know, Katie and I are both on the student activities board, and like neither of us are really in fields that are directly involved with event planning, but there are aspects of that like we can apply to a job. Like even if it's something that seems as simple as like leading a small group meeting or something like that, finding a way to just like make the experiences that you have pop out, I think is very important in that search. Additionally, for PR, you might also look into companies that aren't PR companies. Like a lot of PR organizations, like a lot of PR is done in-house in like certain organizations like the Nelson does all of their own PR. A lot of like nonprofit groups are looking for people who do PR in within their own organization. So it might not be like, you know, that you're a PR intern at a PR firm, but you could be a PR intern at a different company or organization and still get a lot of really valuable experience and learn it that way.
One example in St. Louis is the orchestra has PR interns. Now they're unpaid because it's a nonprofit, but, you know, St. Louis Symphony. But they do have those opportunities. A really, really good website to see is called The Rome Group, and it's a listserv for nonprofits in the St. Louis area, The Rome Group. But I think several of you were talking about that you created your own internship. A few of you did anyway. Think in terms of that. Make the contacts, as these guys are saying. Find some people. Talk to your parents. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to whomever is out there. But then also that LinkedIn, Truman Alumni Group, you can do a lot of searching on that to find people. And all you do is ask for advice. You're not asking for a job. That's a kind of a turnoff, you know. But if you're asking for their advice, they may know someone who's looking or would create an opportunity for you.
Yeah, like my mom was a secretary in an elementary school, and I was applying for advertising. She's like, oh, one of my friends works for Barkley. I had no idea that she had a friend that worked for Barkley. I've never met her in my life, but she was willing to sit down and talk to me about it. And like Jessie Poole worked for Barkley last summer, and she somehow knew the vice president. She used to babysit for the vice president of Barkley.
That's how she found it.
So like you never know who you're gonna meet or who your parents know. Like just ask them.
It's a good conversation to have. Any other questions from the group here? What types of opportunities are you looking for? Maybe we know people. Anybody? All right. Yes.
Well, it's not based off that, but when do you guys think is like the best time to truly dive in and get an internship? Anytime.
Like I'm really glad I got one my sophomore years because it gave me more options. Once I got that one sophomore year, it was a lot easier to get one my junior year because I had some sort of experience, even though it had nothing to do with what I was trying to get this next job at. It is a little bit harder. I think it's probably easier as a junior and senior to get internships.
You have a little more underline. If it's for credit, it's a lot easier to get one after your junior year because you might need some more underlying coursework that they require. But, I mean, yours was yours for credit at Boeing? Your sophomore? Okay.
My sophomore year, I knew I was gonna have to I wasn't gonna get a lot of money. So that was never important. I was in it for the experience. So that's
What year are you?
I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore. You can look in.
Yeah, I was offered one, I just didn't take it, so I'm just wondering.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't do any internships till my junior year, and I crammed like 2 experiences in one summer and then 1 in winter break. So definitely, I think it's good to start early, but it's also not going to be a detriment if you don't get one. Like your freshman year is going to be really difficult because you haven't necessarily taken the classes that you need to or have like the lab skills that you need to. But you can take your sophomore year and do some more job shadowing and kind of start making those connections. So next summer, if you do want to, take that internship opportunity or reapply for a different position with that company, then you already have those contacts kind of established. So if you decide not to do anything your sophomore year, still try and make it productive and try and reach out to those companies and kind of make those connections, and you can foster them over a year, and that's going to be a lot easier for you the next time that you have that opportunity.
Ray, I'm interested, I might have missed this when I was dragging chairs in here, but what are you hoping to do? What is your plan? Since you didn't enjoy the nonprofit part, what would you like to do?
I think just over my course of study, I've become really interested in the role of businesses in economic and social development. So I'm sort of taking a gap year next year, so to speak, but I'm thinking about applying to, and over the next year I'm going to apply to several different jobs in whatever development field that I can, and also fellowships. I want to apply for a Fulbright scholarship to do research, but I'm interested in either applying to grad programs in social business or social entrepreneurship. So yeah, again, like that nonprofit experience showed me that I don't want to be in the sector. I'd rather be working on that in the private sector as far as development goes.
but kind of still associated with nonprofits, but on the other side of it, it sounds like
Right,
a little bit.
right, so it's not like I abandoned my field of study,
Right.
I'm just choosing to take a different
Right.
direction within it.
Anything else to add, you guys? Anything else? Okay, what other questions do you have? Who else has applied for an internship at this point? Yes, all right, we see some hands. What have you, what is your field?
Public communication.
Okay, and what are you looking for?
PR, advertising, I applied to a lot of small nonprofits.
Excellent. A lot of the nonprofits may not have a listing, but you can talk to people there. Your secretary, and you talk about your mom, secretaries could be your very, 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 very best friend in any organization. They can help you with getting ideas of when things are coming out and postings and that kind of thing. How about you? What's your major?
I'm a studio art major, but I had an internship with
You laughing? You laughing?
with an app,
Okay.
basically like a computer business.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And that's what you're applying for? Or you
No, I already
You had that.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you hoping to do after you graduate?
That's a good question. I was going to either continue with the internship and like work for that company as maybe a saleswoman or something, or there were a few different things I wanted to do. Not really using the studio art, so I should
Well,
probably
that's
change
okay.
that. But
No, not necessarily. We've talked about that. It doesn't necessarily. You've discovered skills that you have, and that's part of your life. So that's all right. We can do it. So, anyone else? Ideas of things they'd like to do? Yes. There's a hand.
Sorry. Would any of you happen to have any information on the Disney College program?
I haven't, well, it's like, yes.
I know somebody that's done that. Yes, I mean, I'm sure.
Did they have a good experience?
Yeah,
They're always treated
they come back really happy.
Yeah, they do. What they do, I don't know.
Oh, actually, it depends if you want like a professional one or like the Disney College program. Because the girl I know who does the Disney College program like sells pretzels. I mean, she likes it, but I don't know if that's something you'd want to do. But there's also like the professional internships where you actually get to do stuff.
Yeah, I have a friend who did the college program,
Yeah.
but now she's wanting to go back and do the professional. And I think she has a better shot because she already did the college program one. But it's up to you what you want to do.
They do come back happy. They must enjoy the pretzels, you know, but anyway. It's an interesting opportunity. It is, definitely. So. Anyone else?
I have questions. So, okay. So what would you say as far as like taking an internship in the summer versus during the school year? Have any of you guys done it during school? Like actually left Truman to like do an internship for
Some
credits?
companies will do what's called, at least in computer science, it's called a co-op, where you'll go like for a semester plus a summer, so it's like 6 months instead of 3 months. And the idea then is that you're more entrenched in their business model, and so you'll be a better fit down the road for their company. I haven't done that, but I know that some companies do that.
Monsanto is one that has
Monsanto
a
does
really
that,
good
yeah,
one.
specifically. So that way you get like a longer, more continuous experience versus just 3 months.
Also, I would just say it's probably a lot easier to get an internship when you are doing it during the school year because less people are likely to apply. Like I had a friend who was applying for Fleischman Miller during the summer and there was like 1,000 applicants, and then she did it during the school year, just like 300. So your chances are probably just a lot better.
Southwest Airlines is one person who's right there now doing an
Andy.
internship. Andy. Yeah. And
He loves it.
He loves it.
Went to
I
San
know.
Francisco like yesterday,
Did he?
and I'm
He
just
didn't
like,
let me know that. But he is doing it now this semester. Many of you come in with so many hours that you have this freedom to work with on that. He applied, and you guys know him better than I do, but he applied during the school year because there would be thousands of people applying in the summer. And then he has the Boeing summer internship, so he's already set up for the summer, but I know he's doing interesting things. It's not exactly related to his field or in HR, but,
Yeah, I just know he wants to work for Southwest. That's
Oh.
a company he wants to work for when he graduates, so he's got his foot in the door. So.
yeah, it certainly does. So, I mean, think outside the box with a lot of these companies.